My name is Waajeed, born and raised in Detroit, Detroit City, east side of Detroit. I guess my history kind of starts with my parents. Initially, my parents were big socialites, you know what I'm saying? They had tons and tons of records and music and 8 tracks, and cassettes hanging out around the house, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of picked up, you know what I'm saying, as my dad would listen to music at night. And I think it kind of just settled in me, you know what I'm saying, somehow. So, yeah, just being raised around my parents and them throwing parties and having fun with their friends, and I directly saw the immediate effect of music. And then from that, I guess I decided to start to try my fingers at being a DJ. That was the first real commitment I had. I think it was about 13 or 14. So I inherited my dad's record collection. And from there, you know what I'm saying, it was almost love at first sight. Oddly enough, it was some guys in my neighborhood that had the same passion that I had for music. And that turned out to be Slum Village, as we know them today. I met JD first, and then I met T3, and then I was already friends with Ba10 because Ba10 lived around the corner from me. And then we kind of formed the idea of Slum Village. And from Slum Village, I went on the road with the fellas, you know what I'm saying, as a DJ, never thinking about being a producer. I always was the person that always wanted the record to play and not to make the record, you know what I'm saying, to kind of play, I don't know, more or less the background in the whole scene. And I remember being out on the road, going through Europe with the fellas, you know what I'm saying, and it just hit me like, this is my life, this is what I want to do. It was a moment of clarity for me. I remember we were running late for a train, and I remember jumping on the train, and it just popped in my head. And then, you know what I'm saying, from my history of being a DJ, I was already familiar with records and even the process of making records, you know what I'm saying, through listening and knowing when the breaks come in and arrangement and stuff like that. So as soon as I got back home, you know what I'm saying, I started looking at those records in another way. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, not only can I appreciate this music by playing it, but how could I take that appreciation and make music? So I remember JD had a beat machine in his basement, an MPC 2000. And it was sitting down there from when we started on tour, which was almost 6 months later when we came back, and it was just still sitting down there. And I remember asking him, like, yo, man, what are you gonna do with this MPC 2000? And he's like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying, I prefer the MPC 3000, you know what I'm saying, so I'm never gonna use this thing. What do you wanna do with it? And I was just like, yo, I'll take it home. So I took it home for 3 days, no manual, and sat in my dusty old apartment with no windows, and just started cracking away at it. And I remember after I made a couple tracks, I called him, and I was just like, yo, man, check out these tracks. And I remember he was just like, whoa, what is that? And that was like my seal of approval. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, rarely does this super producer, my man JD, you know what I'm saying, kind of like endorse anybody. So this may be, you know what I'm saying, like what's meant for me to do. And I remember that day I made a decision. My parents always told me that anything that you ever want to be good at, you have to totally commit to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no chicks, no food, no drink, no water could come before, you know what I'm saying, what you commit yourself to. And that's when I made the decision to lock myself in my apartment for almost a year.